Hey folks, Luda here once again. Welcome back to another review. Hope y'all enjoy my review / epic rant on Turbo Power Rangers movie. That video is on my channel right now. And again, continuing with the 90s era. Again, hey, my name's Levi. Welcome to my channel. My name's Levi McNally. That's my name in real life. And if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'll let people know right now I've been doing a superhero marathon on my YouTube channel. I've been on the 90s era of superhero movies. Superhero movies that were in the 1990s, from 1990 to 1999, and I'm nearly done. I'm on the year 1997. I did review Turbo Power Rangers movie. Like I said, Batman and Robin is on that list now of superhero marathon. I reviewed Batman and Robin, so I won't be reading that. I like that movie more than these next two movies, but I hate Turbo Power Rangers movie, and I did not like this movie. Yeah, I pretty much thought this movie sucked. I thought this was boring. I mean, it's no better than Turbo Power Rangers movie. I mean, just like that movie, it's not good either. No matter, it has a director's cut. And that is starring Michael J. White, the 1997 superhero film. 1997 superhero film starring Michael J. White. Another, black superhero movie starring an African American. The first was Meteor Man, Blank Man, and now this. And this is Spawn. Yeah. The special effects movie event of the year. I'm like, bullshit. Yeah, that's a load of crap. Yeah, it's Spawn. Yeah, it's rated R, but honestly, despite some of the stupid jokes in that, the rated R in this movie feels very tamed. But I'll get to Spawn, talking about the character himself and how this movie came to be. Anyway, Spawn was created by Todd McFarlane. He appeared in the comic book of the same name, as well as in a number of films, television series, and video game adaptations. Todd McFarlane's hobby of drawing began at an early age, and he created the character Spawn when he was 16. Spending countless hours perfecting the appearance of each component of the character's visual design, Spawn saw popularity upon its initial release in the 1990s. Comic book collecting had marked an upswing at the time. Fueled by this particular boom, looking for the next hot book that would jump in value after its release, McFarlane had enjoyed superstar status comic fans with his work on Spider-Man, which had featured McFarlane's name as both writer and artist. McFarlane's subsequent break with Marvel Comics and the creation of Imagine Comics were seen by many as a sea change event, in which comics were produced Wizard in May 2008. The first issue of Spawn was very popular, selling 1.7 million copies. During Spawn's second year of publication, the top dog I'd mentioned is Todd McFarlane's Spawn, which was without marketing push and fancy covers. A poorly bagged issues, Hard Interest had become the best-selling comic basis. Sales slumped around the time Spawn, so I guess the comics at the time were popular. The popularity of this franchise, I guess this is why you get this movie. And plus, like I said, Tim Burton's Batman was a hit, so a lot of comic book characters were coming onto the big screen, and Spawn was one of them, especially since his comics were very famous at the time. But Spawn's name is, of course, Al Simmons. I'll show you a picture of Spawn. The character's name is Al Simmons. He was born in Detroit, Michigan. He was the second oldest children born to Bernard Simmons, a traveling salesman, and Esther Simmons, a devil worshipper. Al Simmons is a very intelligent, physically strong, and highly decorated officer in the U.S. Marines, getting the rank of lieutenant colonel. He later joins the Secret Service, becomes a high-ranking official. Simmons later joins the U.S. Security Group, and commanded by Director Jason Wynn, and becomes a capable assassin. During a mission, Wynn grows tired of Simmons' increasing sense of morality. As a result of this, Simmons' friend and partner, whose codenamed Chapel, is secretly hired to kill him. Simmons is burned to death and sent to hell. Oh, they replaced this character, by the way. We couldn't have this character, Chapel. He's just not in this movie. They replaced it with a woman. I'm not going to like Jessica Priest. Yeah, he spends most of the movie showing how sexy she is and her cleavage. He makes a deal with the devil. Simmons agrees to become a hellspawn after trying to serve the devil. He is allowed to see his wife Wanda one last time. He returns Simmons to the living realm with burned body and demonic guardian named the Violator, which is a clown. Now as Hellspawn returns to Earth with the lack of understanding of his previous identity, he wanders in a state of confusion. Memories of his former life, his marriage to Wanda, and the fact that he was once deceased. Spawn runs into a fellow with Hellspawn who informs that his powers are fueled by, I can't really say this, that he will return to Hell. Not running to return to Hell. Spawn steps into an anti-hero adventure, taking down street gangs and enormous crime in the city. Battling against survived criminals, Spawn finds a new purpose in stopping evil. Spawn faces street thugs and gangs, becoming a dark, sadistic anti-hero. Brutally murders the pedophile and child murderer, but we don't have him do that. Yeah. I want to read about his abilities, but that's a little bit of history of the character. I'm not going to get into all of the characters. Maybe it'll tell me on here. Wait a minute. Spawn's abilities that he has superhuman strength, speed, agility, and endurance, immortality. He has, good electric healing. He's highly skilled with a martial artist and swordsman. Teleportation, shape-shifting, resurrection, and his cape. And he's got weapons that can come out of his body, like chains that can come out of his body and attack you. Yeah. But now let's get into the direction of the movie. Is that Columbia Pictures showed interest in making a film adaptation of Spawn when the Hallmark book was launched in 1992. Negotiations fell through as Todd McFarlane, the one who created Spawn in the comics, felt that the studio was not giving him enough creative control. He eventually sold the film rights to New Line Cinema for $1 in exchange for creative input and merchandising rights. New Line presents Michael D. Luca, a comic book collector himself, expressed interest in having a character that had established an audience of Spawn, while declaring the success hanged on the adaptation that maintains for PG-13 rating but retains its darkness. As visual effects were an important production concern, the film was to be produced by Poor Down Your Pants Pictures, a company formed by Industrial Light Magic, who would also do the effects for this movie. Dale was slated to direct the film, while Gomez is producer and Williams is the second unit director, visual effects supervisor. David Williams, who at the time was the only one of the three still attached to ILM, called the film opportunity articulated out of the company. The script will be written by Alan B. McCrory, along with the writing Spawn comic book, also from the episodes of the Todd McFarlane Spawn anime series. I need to check that out. I think that's on Max. Probably better than this movie. Michael J. White found Al Simmons' character appealing. He described Spawn as the most tragic character I've encountered in any cinema production. He says it was a challenge to make audiences sympathize with a government assassin who comes back from hell. White had to endure 2 hours of makeup, 4 hours of makeup work, including a full corroded bodysuit, little contact lenses that irritated his eyes, and a mask that restricted his breathing. He said that his long-time experience with martial arts helped him to endure the uncomfortable prosthetics, giving him, so I do believe he's a martial arts in real life, strong will, unbreakable concentration. The makeup for John me as a clown took 8 hours to apply at first, but they later got the process down to about 4 hours. It left him with blisters and colors on his face and neck. Lozano found the heavy parts of his costume for the clown to be claustrophobic, and the costume lacked any kind of cooling system so that he would sweat excessively. He compared the situation to wearing a full white collar. Spawn was originally greenlit with a budget of $20 million. Scale visual effects led New Line to increase the project's budget to $45 million. A third of which was spent on the effects. The shooting schedule was only 63 days to cut. Goldman sent $1 million to engage John Brewer, Santa Barbara Studios to develop the digitally produced Hell sequences. The visual effects shot increased from 77 to 400, created by 22 companies in the United States and Canada and Japan, requiring 70 people in nearly 11 months to complete. Industrial Light Magic ILM did most of the work. The most difficult sequences to render in the film included the Violator, Spawn's usual cape, and some of Spawn's transformations. Visual effects, by his previous experience of creating the T-Rex and Jurassic Park, were responsible for realizing the Violators. Differences from the book. Terry is white in this movie. He's played by D.B. Sweeney, but His best friend was black in the comics, but here he's white. He's D.P. Sweeney, good actor. Tom McFarlane explained that his change was made to avoid having too many black leads, as it really this would give the false impression that the film's target audience was the African American demographic. In the comics, Al Simmons' murdered is Chapel, a character created by Rob Liefeld for the comic. Jessica Priest, a character created for the film, took Chapel's place in the movie. The comic book storyline was later recounted so that a original character, Jessica Priest, would take his place. While Al's killer was Jason Wynn, Chapel's involvement was forgotten. Yeah, apparently. The film was released on VHS on May 5th, 1998. And DVD cut, this does have a making of the movie with the cast and stuff. The film, did not. It had competition that year from Air Force One, which was a better movie. Yeah. The film did somewhat. I think it did alright on its budget. It did recruit to make a little money back, but the film was, I think, hated by fans. The film's plot was snappy and a little more than set up so most effects of the era. So much that Spawn and Virgil are from Ebert ended his review as a visual experience. Gene Siskel, of course, disagreed and said the film lost him a mere 2 minutes after its introduction, which I could agree with him on that. It loses me too. I agree with Gene Siskel. It said the film lost him a mere 2 minutes. He even praised the hellscape imaginary and accused Siskel of being dismissive because of the genre. I'm like, really? Well, of course, Siskel never even knows everything. But even praising the hellscape, are you kidding me? The scenes in hell, by the way, you did a shitty job. Now, if you want to see some good visual effects, watch Jurassic Park, watch The Mask. There's another superhero film. It's a comedy, but the visual effects in The Mask are tons better. And I'm not trying to speak ill of Roger, may rest in peace, but saying that it's a visual experience, I'm like, no, it's not. Spawn is a forgettable experience, and it's a terrible experience to sit through. The hellscape scenes is terrible. But having like Batman, Siskel was unconvinced. I don't blame him. Batman's a lot better. Batman had better effects. Miniatures. Batman Returns looked better. Better shot movie. Michael J. White himself is not a fan of this movie. There isn't footage of me ever saying that I liked Spawn. I've never said that. I thought it was a good movie. John Lee Wilson commented on the film. The thing that Tom McFarlane brought to the comic book industry, said in the 1990s, was the age, the darkness, the violence. I think the movie would have rated for more violence and being darker. I agree. Let it be true to the comics, which this movie is not true to the comics. I never read the comics, but apparently this movie is not really true to the comics. A sequel was entitled, but I guess because the hate that this movie got, that's what I'm guessing. I think I've seen an interview with Michael J. White talking about this movie. I don't remember what he said, but yeah, the soundtrack is good though, I'll admit that. It's one of the first films to feature an African American, that first being The Meteor Man. And then of course you got another movie next after this, Steel, which is also a badly received movie. Unlike Blade, which came later, was based on the popular action star Wesley Snipes, happened to be based on the comic. Spawn was promoted based on the popularity of the McFarlane comic. Film critic Scott Miller said that Spawn and other films not only paved the way for films such as Black Panther. No, it didn't. This film didn't really spawn anything, pave the way. No, it didn't. That was actually, I would say, Blade, and White Man, that kind of paved the way for Black Panther. Yeah. So Scott Miller Sr. saying Spawn and other films not only paved the way. Spawn didn't pave the way to anything, no. Because Spawn didn't even get a sequel, didn't get a franchise. This movie did make a little money, but just not enough. Anyway, for the cast, you have Michael J. White as CIA agent Al Simmons, Spawn. He did Tyler Perry's movie, Why Did I Get Married, Why Did I Get Married 2, Universal The Return, which came out in 1910. I say what you will about that movie, but I love that movie. That movie's a lot better than this. He's also a martial artist. John Samuel as Clown, but he sucks. This is his worst role, but say what you will, I love the Super Mario Brothers movie from 1993. Sue me. I know the new one is better, and I liked him in John Wick and John Wick 2. He's a good actor. When Martin Sheen as Jason Wynn. He's been in a lot of movies. He was also in The Amazing Spider-Man. He was in a lot of other films too. He played Uncle Ben in that movie. He's a major villain, but not in this movie. Phil Sorrento as Wanda Blake. I think I remember her in two movies. Well, two movies I can say is Beverly Hills Cop 3, another terrible movie, but she was in the Bad Boys franchise, 1, 2, and 3, and in Space Jam with Michael Jordan. So she was good in those films. Yeah. Nicole Williamson as Nicholas, whatever his name is. But Nicole Williams, this was his last role. D.B. Sweeney, I know he voiced Aldor in Dinosaur. Yeah, he's a good actor. I don't know if I've seen him in much, but he was in Horrible. I remember him in that. He was good. With Keanu Reeves. Melinda Clark as Jessica Priest. Michael Hughes as Zach. I think I've seen that. He was in Kindergarten Cop. Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. You remember? Yeah, that was a lot better than this. He was in Pet Sematary. He was in Wes Craven's New Nightmare. He's a lot better than those movies. Michael Papa John as Glenn, Zach's father. Oh, he was Dennis Carradine in the Spider-Man trilogy. Remember Spider-Man 2002, Uncle Ben's Killer? That's him. I know I recognize that guy. Spider-Man's better than this, by the way. Frank Wilber as the voice of the devil. I think he did a voice for another comic book movie. I'm not going to get into it because no Frank Wilber's done a lot. Tom Cruise makes a cameo appearance as a homeless man. Yeah. The film was directed by Mark A.T. Sipp. Yeah, he should not direct another movie. I'm sorry. He directed a few straight-to-DVD videos, like television movies after this. I guess he just worked on a Netflix movie called Marmaduke. So I guess he just worked on TV movies, basically. Probably because he sucked at directing Spawn. Hollywood said, nope, you're going to direct video movies. Screenplays by Alan B. Marthy. He also did a script for Wrong Turn and Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. And The Perfect Guy. I don't remember caring for that movie. But just, and Left Behind the movie, which I do like that movie. Yeah, he wrote the script for that. I like that film. That's just me. Stories about both of them as well. It's based on Spawn, created by Tom McFarlane. This is the man that created Spawn. Yeah. He also worked on The Amazing Spider-Man. Produced by Flint Goldman. Cinematography by Guillermo Navarro. Can't say his name right, sorry. It's edited by Rick Shane. Why do you have to have 3 editors on a film? The music by Graham Greer, who, as again I mentioned, has done several other superhero soundtracks. Let's see. Of course, he did the music score for The Crow, Tank Girl, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, The Crow, City of Angels. Of course, this movie Spawn. Daredevil, starring Ben Affleck. Yeah. Production company's New Line Cinema, Todd McFarlane's Entertainment, and it was distributed by New Line Cinema. I believe they also own The Mask as well with Jim Carrey. It's 96 minutes long. The budget was $45 million. The box office made $87.9 million worldwide. But it got negative reviews, and I guess people were not fans of it back then when it came out. I mean, $45 million budget, and then it only grew to $87.9 million. So it didn't really, it surpassed the budget, but barely. And it barely didn't make enough money to get a sequel, apparently. I guess because of the reception. But Spawn did have a bit of marketing. They had toys for the characters and stuff in the movie. toys from the movie. They had commercials for the toys, just to do marketing, TV spots, trailers, and stuff. Spawn did have some video game. The one I wanted to play is Spawn Armageddon from PlayStation 2. Gameplay focuses on fact and combat. Souls, technique, points, time. Spawn's main weapon is the Onyxy Axe, formed by his cape, which can cut through any demon. He can also arm with his Shamrock Trance, which attack with great accuracy and speed. Spawn can find firearms to use on stronger demons. He's capable of using hellish powers, particularly the Nogo Polyseism. Game features upgrades. Spawn must collect demon souls in order to buy ammunition, upgrade his weapons, increase his maximum health, his health bar. Spawn stands on the rooftop in New York City, receives flashbacks of his former life as Al Simmons, portrayed by Jason Wynn. A green flash of light tears to the city, signaling the demons of war against the angels in battle known as Armageddon. Knocked off the rooftops, Spawn takes the street dance to call and get revenge. So the story, the plot of this movie is that covert government assassin Al Simmons, played by Michael J. White. Now, Al Simmons, he's an assassin, he's the best they got, he's one of the best assassins in the world. He ends up getting killed after being double-crossed by his boss, Jason Wynn, who has his own plans of world domination, but he's also working, with the clown, the violator. Upon arriving in hell, Simmons is offered an opportunity to return to Earth if he is willing to lead an evil army. He accepts and is trained as a hell spawn. He's a twisted, hopefully disfigured version of his former self. However, Spawn serves the force for good, much to the dismay of the devil's henchman, a wicked clown, who has to help Spawn, train him how to use his powers, tell him everything that's going on. So, it's just blah, blah, blah with this story. Spawn has to say, kind of, get redeemed or whatever. They want him to kill Jason Wynn so that the devil wants him to lead his armies into heaven, to destroy heaven. So Spawn, in order to do this, he has to kill Jason Wynn. He has to kill Martin Sheen's character, who has plans of his own, and blah, 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 blah. I don't really care. That's why I say blah, 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 because I just do not care. I'll talk about the movie itself. Spawn. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that this time. But Spawn starts off with, narration from Nikolai, one of this character, starts off with a narration talking about hell and what the devil wants to do, and then has the opening. You see Al Simmons do a job. He ends up killing like 26 people on an airplane, blows them up. You see him fight a kick a guy. You do see a little bit of Michael J. White briefly, his martial arts. And he shoots 3 guys, but it's in a PG-13 way. Yeah, this doesn't feel like a regular movie, but anyway, blows it up. And I guess you could say, later you see that he's Wanda. You see him talking to his friend D.B. Sweeney. They're like best friends, just talking, and they work for A6 headquarters, which is led by Jason Wynn. Jason Wynn, you tell by the pictures on his wall, and he has a scorpion too. But anyway, Jason Wynn wants to create this virus, this bomb that will kill millions of people. He wants to pretty much take over the world. That's how evil he is, as we're told. And the violator, the clown, comes to him, John, who is annoying, he's terrible in his performance, tells him that, we'll take out Simmons. Why do you want Simmons? Why Simmons? He's killed where he's at. He's like, none of your business why I want him. We just want him. So it's okay. But Simmons later, comes to Jason Wynn, telling him that I'm done, I'm finished. He doesn't want to kill innocent people. He's like, when you give orders, son, you're told what to do. You got that? And Simmons, you got a problem with that? And Simmons like, yes, sir, I do. And Jessica Priest, his other assassin, whatever, right-hand lady, they tell him, you're going to do this job. There's this He tells him the chemical weapons that he's got a job there for him. So Simmons sneaks there. He beats up some guy. He fights with this guy, breaks his neck. But Simmons gets double crossed as Jason's there. And he tells him that we're going to do this. He's like, I'm not going to let you do this. And all of a sudden Jessica shows up, shoots him. They spray him with, what was that thing Nickelodeon called? Nickelodeon goo, whatever you want to call them. They spray him with that Nickelodeon goo. And, I'll take care of the water. You touch it, you're a dead man. No, you're a dead man. And Martine sets him on fire. He's like, Wanda! Yeah. But, he's on Earth and he's disfigured. Kind of looks like a version of Betty Kruger. I do like the makeup, though. I will admit that. And the clown is talking to him and just annoying him. Just being irritating. And he gets he tries to go visit LaWanda and realizes that her and Dee Sweeney they're married now. And for him it was like moments afterwards after his death, but it's been like 5 years. And he sees the dog Spaz and this little girl, I forget the little girl's name. She's like, honey, get away from him. It was like, this man's here. And the violator dressed up as a clown gives, the little girl a toy and takes Spawn with him. And again, he's talking to Spawn. He does there's this fart trick. He's like, ooh, I just farted. Pulls his underwear out and shows him the stains. I'm like, really? That's all he does is fart and make sexual jokes and just, dance around weirdly. But he tells him, what happened. He, informant of his memory is that when Simmons, died that day, he ended up going to hell. The devil told him, I want you to leave my army, which makes no sense, so why? He's like, okay, I'll deal with you, so I can see the one again. He's like, if you leave my army, you get your revenge, avenge your murderer, kill him. And the CGI in hell is terrible. This hell is terrible to look at. The CGI effect is terrible. It is just so awful to look at. Yeah. Anyway, eventually he's taken to his grave by the violator. You have these devil worshippers that try to mess with him, but he pushes them on. This is where he gets his costume. When it's practical, all those people, when the CGI looks bad. Oh, he's different. Terry. Okay. The mysterious old man named Colosto that he meets, who's a fellow husband. He freed his soul and he fights for heaven now. But 5 years later, he still has his biological weapon named Heat 16. So, and he's convinced, he's like, don't let them win. They're going to get in your heart. Don't let your anger be. And Spawn's like, move out of my way, old man. Spawn, person that A6 headquarters uses his powers. You don't see how you see him carrying these two guys. I was like, Jason, I'm coming, and Terry, does his job pretty much is to work with, he works at the A6 headquarters, and he keeps, his secrets for him. Martin Sheen even basically threatens Dee Sweeney by mentioning one that he knows about him. He's like, what is that supposed to mean, sir? Nothing. They go to the party. Eventually Spawn shows up. And he's like, well, who are you? He's like, this. He's like, what's the matter? Jason, don't you recognize your own handiwork? He's like, Simmons? Simmons, is that you? He's like, yeah, I'm here to return the favor. Close to coming to kill him, but Jessica shows up, starts shooting at Spawn. And Spawn, gets shot weakly, but, you find out, he's, the bullet can't hurt him because he's already dead, so he's like this, damn. He gets back to her, has this weapon with these chains. One chain, bites her, and Spawn, shoots her dead. He's like, don't she know it's Halloween? Well, you're going to hell. It's Halloween, everything. He shoots her down. And the cops show up, he puts the Spawn mask on, and Spawn has a little bit of fight with him. I was hoping for maybe a good fight, some good blood and gore maybe, but no, the cops just shoot at him, and Spawn just, falls outside, is running from the cops. His chains come out like he's Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2. By the way, Doc Ock's claws, tentacles are much better looking and more practical, even during the day in Spider-Man 2. And he's like, alright, tries to hide from the police, uses his cape to disappear, Vidion disappears, tries to hide, but clumsily, steps on a wall, or steps on a brick, and the brick like, whoop, slaps me. But he uses his abilities, gets away from the cops, and now that he's down to one murder, he needs to murder Jason, since he murdered Jessica, the priest. Now he's got to do another murder, and Jason talks to Clown. Why didn't you tell me about him? Well, we had to keep our little secrets. They wouldn't share with you, and not realizing that he's being fooled. He's being basically fooled. The Clown says to him, says, well, why don't you put a bomb in your heart? Just that his powers go off, that you'll be killed. All you gotta do is put a bomb in your heart, so he can't kill you. If he kills you, a lot of people will die of the virus. And Marcin just says, okay, I'll do it. Just stupidly says, okay, I'll put a bomb in my own heart, and I'll be stupid, realizing that people will die, but they don't care about him. The devil and Clown trying to care about him. They want Spawn to kill him so Spawn can lead the army. And, after Violator's acting weird with some ladies, he's like, I'm gonna kill that little man after I'm done. Well, it'll release the Heat 16 worldwide. But he wants him to kill him, so it'll start the apocalypse, Armageddon, basically. Spawn's like this. Wait a minute, it was you who told me. Yeah, there's a scene where Spawn goes see Wanda having a conference meeting, talks to the little girl. Real nice moment. Okay, it's a nice little moment, but it's for when Violator shows up, dresses as a cheerleader. They're like, Spawn, he's a man. I'm like, and all of a sudden the devil pulls him to hell and tells him, you were supposed to make sure he keeps us in the party. It's like, devil grabs him, and they get terrible CGI. Devil's like, terrible CGI, his mouth is like, to his mouth, but it's terrible, it's awful looking CGI, like PS1 graphics, tells him, I'm warning you, you got one more chance to get Spawn to join my side. But, Violator, Clown comes to confront him, he's like, you're the one that you had me killed. You're the one that made me kill Jason. Lead your army. Like, you and your damn army. You can take your army like this. You can take your army. You can shove it. Pushes him to the side. He's like, I'm just a clown. I'm not Violator. And he turns into the monster. And the CGI is terrible. And you have that kid, the one from Kindergarten Cop. I forgot to mention that his dad, slaps him around and Spawn almost kills him. I'm like, why does that guy have to be his dad? And why do we have to have a kid in this movie? Spawn is an anti-hero. In a rated R movie, why do we have to have a kid in a rated R movie? I'm sure they do it plenty of movies. RoboCop 2 is different, though, with Hop. Because Hop is a villain, that's different. But there's no reason for this kid to be in here. Or the little girl. I'm like, yeah, you just didn't need this. Anyway, he fights the Violator. I think only 3 times. The first time he gets his ass kicked. He searches around with his gun, just looking for him. He takes Spawn down, puts him on a fence, He's like, I'm gonna go take care of Wanda for you. Give me some of that. Boom, boom. Yeah, look, he does that. He just makes sexual referred shows all the time. And anyway, so Colossus, the warrior from 500 years ago, trains him how to use his powers, how to focus it, use his chains cool enough. But again, not enough time for him to learn it. So Spawn takes off, and he tells the kid, "Find the dog who's fast for me." But they're going to kill Terry and Wanda and the little girl, forget her name. Terry sees an email and preventing wind to a fellow newsman, to a news reporter. And apparently somehow Wynn found out about this. He got wind of it, And, so he goes to their house that night, wanted to sleep in her home, and the daughter, and what happens is Jason, when shows up, Marcin shows up with a gun, shoots off, and he's like, I'm so disappointed, beats him up. He's like, goes to the door, and it's the violators, the clown, said, peekaboo, I see. But before that, Spawn had to chase down, another fight with the clown and the car. Can't admit this one cool moment with the bike, but then he slips off because he puts green glue on the road, whatever, Nickelodeon glue, Nickelodeon slime on the road. That trips him up, and he's able to turn himself into a spaceship almost, and destroys the violators. His car blows up, and you see his fat ass fly up, and I see you got one, does, and Spawn just walks. There's a picture here. Spawn just walks away from the wreckage. Again, a bad CGI shot. I do like the mask, but when it's CGI, his cape is in CGI. It looks terrible. Anyway, after Jason goes there, the violator shows up and says to one, I see you. And they set a trap. Spawn arrives, and he's like, he sees the one that's trapped. And there'll be spoilers here too, by the way. The one that's in the trap. And he's like, I'm going to kill her if you don't kill me. Instead, for some reason, I forget. But anyway, Jason stabs her. And he nearly, beats him up. He sets him on fire. He's like, let's get used to it. He's like, if you kill me, you kill her. I'm like, now all of a sudden he's begging for his life. So Spawn is able to use his abilities to get that bomb out of his heart, destroy it in a terrible CGI way. Then you find out that it's not the one that was a trap, it's actually the clown in Hidden Skies. And someone's like, you idiot. And he's like, and then bosses show up, the guy that helped him, and they go to hell to have a fire. And this final showdown, this fight is so lame. He nearly beats the guard up, or he just like a guard for medieval times, and he beats him up. Spawn fights a little bit, cuts him. They beat him. They go back to, and Devil's like, I will get you, Spawn. And they go back up to the earth. Again, this is over, old man. Never realized till the violator shows up to try to kill Spawn again. He tries to almost eat Spawn, but Spawn uses his ability, which, it's bad CGI. It could be cool if it was better looking, but Spawn uses it. And he kills the violator, or just destroys him. He's like, you're gonna pay for this. He's like, when you go down to your boss, tell him he's next. And Spawn realizes, by the way, him and Warren don't ever say nothing to each other. We just see that in flashbacks. But here he accepts that. Wayne ends up getting arrested, probably sent to jail for life for, threatening to kill people worldwide for domination, blah blah. Spawn realized there's no place for him in this world anymore. He dedicates himself to justice and he succumbed to his lust for vengeance, so he fights for justice and all that. You can see him at the end standing on church, top of the church, with the CGI cape, and the movie ends there, and that's Spawn. Yeah, that's Spawn for you. Let's talk about the movie itself. Sorry, I just wanted to talk about, this movie sucks. They did a special effects for Terminator 2, Judgment Day. They did for another superhero movie, The Rocketeer, that has better looking effects. What about in the 80s? No, not superhero. No. They did special effects, but at least the Meaner Man had good special effects, I'll admit that. Better effects than this. And like I said, they did a special with The Mask, Casper, Jumanji, Twister, Eraser, good special effects in there. Lost World. Any other superhero movies? Let's see. Oh yeah, they did for some of that. That was terrible effects too. Terrible movie too. Yeah, Iron Man. Better special effects for Iron Man. But anyway, get some of my final opinion on Spawn. And this is a rant because, put it this way, I hated this movie. This film is boring. The story, okay, first of all, what I like about the movie, I do like Michael J. White. He tries. Martin Sheen tries, I'll admit, but they're just in a bad movie. Such a terrible script in this movie that they just, D.B. Sweeney tries to, D.B. Sweeney, Russell Randall, good actor, John Glasmo, no, he was terrible. Good actors in here, but they all have a bad script. Michael J. White tries. I do like the special effects, well, when he's in costume, when it's not bad CGI, it was cool. The Spawn, it was cool. But when he's in CGI, full form CGI with a red cape, it looks terrible. It just looks awful. The problem with this movie with Spawn is the story. I can get it. I like that Al Simmons is this assassin that he sent to hell, that the devil wants him to take his over on our army and all that. That could have been good. But the problem with Spawn is the story. That's the problem with it, is the story. The story feels very rushed. It's not giving enough time to breathe. Everything in this movie, the story just happens like really quick. Everything goes by so fast. It's hard to even keep up or realize what's going on. And it gets confusing, a lot of the times. Like, what am I watching? I'm like, and again, I like Michael J. White, but it's hard for me to be developed into his character because it's so rushed. Take time for me to get to know Al Simmons a little more. There is no chemistry between him and Wanda. When she sees him as Spawn at the end, they have that relationship. She says nothing to him. Not even nothing. Nothing. We just see flashbacks of the romance. Okay, I don't buy the romance. The love story here is not good. D.B. Sweeney marries her. Okay, you're a jackass for a friend. But again, everything just happens so fast in this movie. When you make an origin story for a character, at least The Mask, it didn't need an origin story. The Mask didn't, but The Mask had a better story. In Spider-Man, I mentioned that with the other actor who played Dennis Carradine in Spider-Man, because that movie took time with the origin of Spider-Man. It didn't rush. Superman the movie, it takes a while for Superman to enter the picture, but the thing is, I was interested. I was, they developed the character very well. Spider-Man and Superman, those movies, even they made Spider-Man, in my personal opinion, the first Spider-Man, they had a good origin story for those movies. Yes, and there are some films that do have good origin stories. I'm like, this film felt rushed. And the directing and writing, I'm sorry, by Mark ADC and Alan Beaton, I can't say that, y'all suck. Don't ever direct a superhero movie or write a superhero movie yet. Don't, because you suck. The cinematography does look nice for 1997. But I'm not talking about the scenes in hell. Now, ILM is terrible. Their effects, ILM is a great company. They've done a lot of great special effects for a lot of great movies. But their effects in here are shit. The scenes in hell are so terrible on PS1. At the end, the devil tries to kill Spawn, by the way. And Spawn, uses green powers coming out of his body to destroy these other hell spawns. And it's so terrible. They look, terrible. It was like, if PS1 graphic, if the PS1 game was messing up, that's what it was looking like. I'm like, this is a $45 million budget, and you make the film look like shit. The Mask that came out in 1994, a couple of years back before this came out, had better looking effects and a bigger budget, and that movie made money. It's a better movie with a better story. The story sucks. The ending, the action scenes, they're there when they're there. But honestly, it feels like Spawn gets his ass kicked at the time. Like by the pilot, he gets his ass kicked. That would have been a good action scene with cops. But no, Spawn gets shot like a bitch, thrown out the window, clumsily just makes noise. And the CGI when he gets the claws out, the tentacles out of his body, the chains out of his body, looks like shit in CGI. Michael J. White does say some cool lines though, like "Tell your boss he's next," or "Damn." He does have some good dialogue in here, but it's not enough to save the movie. And Jolly's, oh my god, this guy is so. He's basically want to stop watching the movie. He does fart jokes, he does sex jokes, he does these perverted jokes, this stupid humor. He's like, he's annoying. He should apologize for this movie. I like him so much, because he's funny. I liked him as Super Mario. I liked him as Luigi. I thought I had fun with him as Luigi. He was fun, he was entertaining as that character, but not in here. As the Clown the Violator, he sucks. When it turns into his monster, I'm like, why does he have to fight the Clown? Can't the Clown just be a supporting character? Okay, why can't we have that character Chapel? I can't find it. The one that tries to kill him in the comics. Yeah. Why couldn't we have this character? Yeah, a codename Chapel. Bruce Stenstone Chapel. Why couldn't we have a character like this? And the film is 96 minutes long. It is a short movie. I'll give it that. And that's the problem. It's just too short. Everything happens, goes by really fast. The story, I'm just not invested in the story. I'm not invested in the character. I would feel bad for the guy if I cared more about the fucking story. The things with superhero movies, I want to be invested in the character. See, Superman the movie and Spider-Man 2002 and the Amazing Spider-Man, I'm invested in the character. The Mask, I'm invested in the character of Stanley because I'm invested. Tim Burton's Batman. Keaton, Val Kilmer even, Batman Forever. It's not an origin story, but Batman Forever. I get why he was supposed to be Batman. I'm invested in the character. I have to care about the character. You have to have a good main character for your superhero movie. You have to have a good origin story. You have to have a good story. It seems like this film just wants to rely on special effects. And, that's it. And the woman, Jessica Priest, she just looks sexy. That's about it. And dies like that. And I'm like, why couldn't it just be Chapel from the comics? Like, they said no, but they just did not give a crap about the comics. They threw Todd McFarlane's, comics out the window and said no. Okay, Martin Sheen, he's just a cliche villain in here. Martin Sheen, he should have been the main villain in this movie, but he's not. He's just a buffoon who wants to put a bomb in his heart. I'm like, why can't he just be the main villain? And the devil and Clown just say, go get your revenge, and he be the main villain. Make a better movie. I'm not saying the Clown shouldn't be there, but Jones Moscow, I can't say his name right. He's a better villain in Violent Night. With David Harper, he's a better villain in that movie. Way better villain. But in here he sucks. He should have cast somebody else as the Violator. And the thing is, it's R-rated, but I hardly felt an R-rated. It felt like it was tamed. There's no blood or gore. Nobody gets killed off in a brutal way. It's just crappy CGI. That's what this whole film is. It's a shitty CGI fest with a rushed story, and it's boring. Nothing happens. Interesting ever happens. They used to fight the Clown like 3-4 times, I guess. I don't remember. It's just terrible CGI. And the character helped Clown, whatever the guy's name is, I don't care. I feel bad for this actor. Nicole Nigel Williams. Yeah, he's completely wasted here. He tells us, he narrates the story, basically like he almost tells us the whole freaking movie. And the whole thing with him and Wanda, they have no chemistry. We just see flashbacks of it. I just didn't care. I wasn't invested in the story. You lost me. Now I'm confused what's happening, because now they want Jason. Okay, now I'm getting confused in my head. So they want Spawn to become evil. They want him to kill Jason Wynn so he can lead the armies of hell to Armageddon. Yeah, and Jason Wynn just wants to world domination. It's just too much going on here, and it's just too much confusing, and it gets boring, and it loses me. That's the big problem with this movie, is the story, and it's boring to watch. The action is not exciting. A lot of the action is lame, and then terrible CGI too. I don't care about the Clown. They should have just had that at the end anyway, at the climax. That would have been better done. For the Clown to attack Spawn. The special effects need to work. Yeah, because the CGI is shit in this movie. Alright, anyway, I don't know what else I say about Spawn on it. really smashed the hell out of it. Yeah, but Spawn is a piece of shit. I hate this movie. It's garbage. It's one of the worst superhero movies ever made, in my personal opinion. I hate this movie. If you love Spawn, some people do like Spawn. I don't care if it's a director's cut or whatever. It's not going to impress me. It's not going to make this movie any better. It's not going to change the story. It's not going to change the special effects. It's not going to change that I'm not invested in the story or the character. Michael J. White's a good actor. I like him as an actor. I do. And a martial artist. But this movie's just not good. It's just boring. So anyway. Yeah. For Spawn, I'll give it for Michael J. White, Larissa Randall, and Martin Sheen, and Davey Sweeney. These actors try. That's the only thing. No, he's terrible. And guess what? The film basically, he's the first main movie star of this movie. Michael J. White's playing the main character, Spawn. Yeah, it's just a lame movie. It just sucks. It's garbage. My rating for Spawn, I'll give this 1 out of 5 stars and a thumb down for Spawn. Oh, really? I'd crush it more, but I can't do that, so wish I could. And whatever, I was to give them a little baseball bat and beat the hell out of a movie like this. But anyway, that's Spawn, starring Michael J. White. So guys, tell me in the comments down below if you've seen Spawn. What do you think of it in your opinion? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you agree with me? And if you love this movie, to each his own. I think this film's a piece of shit. I really hate it so much. Such an awful movie. Because all I did was piss me off. I was just bored out of it. I'll never watch this movie again. Honestly, I'd really watch Blade and Blade 2. At least Blade is R-rated. Oh, and the kid. You don't need a kid in this movie. Yeah, this should have been more R-rated. This should have had more blood and gore, a better story, better CGI. It should have been better. Blade is that. Blade has better effects. Blade has a better villain, Deacon Frost. Who, I'll get to Blade, but Deacon Frost is a way better villain. And when the movie does have a kid, at least when the Blade movies have a kid, it's in a threatening situation. Because guess what? Blade is a vampire that's a daywalker and half vampire. And he kills, and he's a badass. And you see a lot of blood and gore in that movie. That movie has a lot better action than this. Blade is a badass in that movie. Wesley Snipes is, yes. Wesley Snipes is awesome as Blade. That movie paid for the way for Black Panther and other superhero movies. Blade, not this. This paved the way down to fucking hell itself. So this movie didn't do anything for superhero. It didn't pave the way for anything. No, it didn't. You can't convince me of that. I'm not convinced. How did this movie pave the way for anything? It did. No, it didn't. But that's fine. My rating for the film is 1 out of 5 stars and a thumbs down. Blade is so much better. Blade 2 is better because they have better stories. I'm more interested in the character. Blade is a badass. He's very practical looking. He's not CGI. Blade's a different character, yes. But you know what? That film is a 100 million times better because it's not completely CGI and it has a better story, a little bit of a longer running time. But I'm interested and I'm invested in the story, and it's an awesome movie to watch. This film sucks. Except Blade Trinity, that sucks, but I'll get to that one day. Anyway, Spawn. So there, guys. Again, my rating for the film is 1 out of 5 stars, and the thumbs down. 1 out of 5 stars. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for the last 1997 movie I'm going to talk about today. And unfortunately, it's another crappy movie that stars another African American, a black lead, another black superhero movie. And don't think I'm racist. I'm not racist. First of all, I love Black Panther. I love Blade. I love Blade Man. Blade Man I thought was okay. Robert Townsend was okay, but I like Up and Away, the Disney Channel, so I am not racist. If anybody accuses me of that. But this next film is starring Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq, and that is, next up will be Still, starring Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah, another bad terrible movie. Oh boy, I do not look forward to watching this. But anyway, Still with Shaquille O'Neal, that's next. So stay tuned for that, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and please share my channel with your friends, your family, anybody you know. I appreciate it. Your relatives, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for the support. You're awesome. And Spawn, oh my gosh. Let me know what you think about this movie down below. Now I'm through with that. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.